I still remember the day I stumbled upon the old antique shop in the town I had just moved to. The store was called Memories and More, and it was filled with all sorts of vintage items. From clothes to furniture to stacks of old photographs. As I browsed through the piles of photos, I noticed something strange. A man in a suit kept appearing in the pictures, always standing in the background, always with a faint smile on his face. At first, I thought it was just a coincidence. But as I flipped through more pictures, I realized that this man was in almost every single one of them. I felt a chill run down my spine as I wondered, who was this man and why was he in all these photos? I decided to ask the shop owner about him, but she just shook her head and said she had no idea. She told me that she had bought the collection of photos from an estate sale and had never really looked through them. I bought a few of the photos, feeling drawn to the mystery of the stranger in the suit. As I walked home, I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched. When I got to my apartment, I decided to scan the photos and see if I could find any information about them online. As I uploaded the photos to my computer, I noticed something strange. The man in the suit seemed to be looking directly at me, his smile a little wider than before. I felt a shiver run down my spine as I realized that the photos were taken in different locations, at different times. But the man was always there, always watching. I started to research the history of the photos, trying to find any connection between them. But the more I dug, the more I realized that the photos were not just random, they were all connected to me. The locations, the dates, the people in the photos, they were all part of my family's history. I felt a sense of unease as I wondered, how did these photos end up in this antique shop? And why was this stranger in all of them? I decided to show the photos to my family, to see if they recognized the man or the locations. But as I showed them the photos, I realized that they were all looking at me with a strange expression, as if they knew something I didn't. And then, my grandmother spoke up, her voice barely above a whisper. "That's the man who's been following you your whole life," she said. "He's been in every important moment of your life. Always watching. Always waiting." I felt a cold sweat break out on my forehead as I realized that the stranger in the photos was not just a stranger, he was a part of my life. A part that I had never known about. And as I looked at the photos again, I saw something that made my blood run cold. The man in the suit was standing right behind me, his smile wider than ever before. I spun around, but there was no one there. And then, I heard a faint whisper in my ear. "I've always been with you."